You'll probably get slapped.
Yo!
Whoa! Oh! His content won't last for long. The fall of Western society is among us. We can all sense that it's declining. We try to close our eyes and avoid the reality. And I think people like Jack Doherty are sort of a microcosm of what's happening. Who is Jack Doherty, you may be asking? Well, if you're asking, that's a good thing. That means you don't know who he is. He is a young streamer / content creator who goes around and makes people's lives miserable for clips. So in this video, I'm gonna explain to you guys why I think this kind of content is absolutely trash and why if you're young watching this, you should avoid going down this route. But also, just for fun, we're gonna see him get slapped across his face a series of times, because you know we like slap stuff on the channel. We covered Dana White's power slap before, so there's a little bit of a meeting ground on the Venn diagram there. I became aware of this gentleman when he got slapped across his face by Fauci, and that was a little while ago during the summer. If you have not seen it, take a look at it.
I think this guy's beta as fuck. God damn it. Beta said, hey, yo, you're a little bro, you're a he doesn't even have his kid money yet. Yo, you're
I'm beta.
imagine being 33 years old and yo, get me some water bottles, Sean. Give me some.
You're lucky I made friends with your security.
Hey,
We're
now
not
I'm
back.
back.
The dog shit.
Hey, now we can't box. There's a whole.
You box like a too.
I slapped the
That
dog
didn't-
shit out of
that didn't
you.
even
I
hurt.
slapped the dog shit out of you.
Just absolute garbage. Now listen to me. I want you to notice that this kid hides behind these two big bodyguards. This is gonna be a reoccurring theme you guys are gonna notice. These streamers, specifically Jack, will do outlandish things to get attention in public a lot of times, which we'll get into, and then they'll hide behind their security guards, which is really just the most made shit of all time.
Hey, I slapped the dog shit.
What is happening?
My dick is hard.
Now you probably watched that last clip and you thought to yourself, well, Fauci's bipolar, so why should that matter? Did this Jack kid even deserve it? Well, let's take a look at this clip here and you be the judge. Okay, that's an older lady just shopping, gets in her face. Invading people's space. And then he hides behind his bodyguard. You may be thinking to yourself, Steve, what were you, a saint growing up? That's not what I'm saying. I was not a saint. And there's always a generation where we think that the new kids are the worst and everything, but there's no doubt that this is disrespectful. There's an old lady walking past you. You're blocking her with your arm. You're rubbing up against people, invading their circumference of comfort. To me, that's just telltale sign of a straight up disrespectful individual. Not to mention, the thing that really annoys me is he hides behind his bodyguard. Even comment underneath his post. That's from his ex page. One day you're gonna test the wrong one. That's a fact. Can't wait for you to do this shit to the wrong person. Good, now do it without a bodyguard. We all collectively want to see you fail. See what I'm saying? He's building a brand contingent on people waiting for his demise, and it will inevitably come.
Yo!
That's him getting slapped again by a different person. Prime is his name, I believe. Not the drink. This is actually a person. And what happens? The security guard jumps right in. Now, why is this individual getting slapped so much, you may be asking?
Yo, see, somebody's.
I want you to look at this Orwellian hellscape. Check this out.
Yo!
They're standing in this modern mansion that's void of any human touch. Everyone has their cameras trying to capture moments to capitalize on viewership. Complete atrocity. Absent of anything that is actually moral and upstanding. Look at his neck, completely red, 5 fingers. This is a great comment. That's why you can't chill with people for clicks, and that's the truth. A lot of these creators actually lack any kind of real relationships. Everyone is using each other and social climbing. If you're part of my newsletter, by the way, I just released something where we talked about social climbers and how disgusting that is. That's why you never see me collaborating on this channel. It's not that I don't really like people. I love people, but everyone's trying to use each other to get to the next level. Can I use his audience, get to his audience? This is it done to the extreme. Talking about extremes, you guys remember the Island Boys, right? They things have gotten very strange for the Island Boys. Very weird. I'll leave it there. You can do your own research. But this Jack kid even got slapped by a fucking Island Boy. Check it out.
Whoa, whoa.
Yo, what the?
Look at him walk away in shame. See, all the other slaps were vaguely acceptable, but getting slapped by an Island Boy is the epitome of beta. Zonked writes, how you gonna let the incest boys slap you around like that? They're brothers, but they kiss each other. Disgusting. Now let's get to something that doesn't involve him getting slapped, but I think is also expressive of just how toxic this whole world has become. Kick streaming, Twitch streaming to a lesser degree, but specifically Kick. There's a lot of toxicity going on over there. Now this girl standing here is, I'm not even gonna get into her, but this is her name. And friends left furious after Jack Doherty's bodyguard assaults a man outside a party during a Kick stream. Now this is a brutal right hand that this kid gets hit with.
I'm just saying, what? You're all set. Why are you talking to, dog?
He's setting up that side angle, which is gonna be a right hand. Bang!
Oh, no, stop.
In his defense, he got up from that shot. That was a hard right hand from a guy who was probably about 300 plus pounds. And that's something I used to teach. I used to do a lot of self-defense videos. And whenever a guy turns side on like this and they start to divert their eyes, they're setting you up for a shot. So just as a kind of side note, if you see someone squaring up sideways with you, create distance between you and them. They're probably setting you up.
Hey, what's up? Hey, one by one, what's up?
Security guard, are you?
Okay, so there's two things to pay attention to. One is a redundant statement I've already made, which is that's Jack Doherty's security, I believe. Number two, these women are so out of touch. This guy just flattened out one of your homeboys, and you're so disconnected from the risk involved with pushing this guy that you don't realize that he will hit a woman. A guy that will do what he just did on camera and risk criminal charges will absolutely punch a woman in her face. These women are absolutely brain dead. Let's hit it from another angle. Side angle, watch the side shoulders turn. Oh, he looks away. Pop. But he gets up. And look at this woman with the red. And she pushes him. So out of touch. Society is falling. Society is falling. The collapse is coming. Now, obviously, I don't like anything about this, but you guys like this video. You're gonna say it was a lazy segue. I'm gonna say you're just jealous because I'm the segue king. Now, this is the most recent clip that I have for you, and no one gets slapped in it, but what I will say is take a look at how disrespectful he is. One, to the older individuals who are standing around, and second, to the fact that there are kids present, and these particular older individuals don't want slur words or curses being used around their kids, which makes sense.
We got out of there, motherfucker. Let's go.
Watch your language. There's kids around here.
I didn't say any curse words. What'd I say?
Just watch your language.
What'd I say?
You got a stupid shirt on over there.
Yeah. Your kids can't read, though.
What are you talking about?
Your kids can't read, can they?
I'm sure your kids watch.
Get away from me.
You started talking to me, buddy.
Get away from me.
You get away from me. Watch your kids. Go walk away. McKinley, back up.
Your problem?
A situation that gets physical yet again. Disrespectful. His security guard's an absolute moron. I wish the worst on him. He's wearing curse words on his shirt in an environment where, of course, there's going to be kids walking around by the water. And obviously, you saw it progress in the way that it did. These are morally corrupt individuals. And you're probably asking yourself, Steve, do you see yourself as someone that's morally superior? Absolutely, I do. 100%. And I would even argue that at my worst, doing things that I should have not been doing in my youth, I would still argue that I was never going to disrespect my elders and I was never going to disrespect kids and make them uncomfortable and get in people's face, because I know what the repercussions are. Coming from South Yonkers, there's real life consequences to being a jack. Let's take a look at the comments. We're all waiting for the day someone pulls out a gun. You said it, not me. He goes around looking for trouble. One day, his security guard won't be able to save him from the consequences from some random guy. This guy at the start is his father. Imagine raising a son like this. What an embarrassment. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I can't imagine being in a situation where my child grew up to be some weird OnlyFans kid that does very strange stuff to make a living. I didn't even get into that on here, which my channel's not for that. But yeah, really weird, disgusting shit going on that side of the internet. Just an embarrassment, really. Justin says world would be a better place without this guy in it. Jack Doherty not only goes out of his way to disrespect himself and devalue himself, but he also does it towards older people and children alike. I oftentimes do stand up for older people because in Western society, at least, we don't value people past a certain age. They become invisible. Because we value beauty and youth and we glamorize that, when an older person has something valuable to say, we oftentimes don't heed that knowledge or that wisdom. So whenever I see a young kid like this disrespecting an older person, it goes against the roots of what it is to be human. We were all raised to value the elders in our society since antiquity. We protect our children's eyes and ears to make sure that they grow in the right way. So putting them in environments like that is counterintuitive. Now I'm going to expand on you guys for a split second. I truly believe we're in the last few decades of what we would consider to be the peak of Western society. Now, is this a little bit of a dramatic take, judging the fact that I'm just watching some young punk on the internet embarrass himself? Maybe. I think all generations have had entertainment that wasn't exactly high IQ, but what I will say is it seems to be progressing in a way that is leaps and bounds worse than what it was even a decade ago, and it's becoming more ubiquitous. It's everywhere. Between this low-level IQ content to the Obamas producing and releasing a movie called Leave the World Behind on Netflix, which many believe to be predictive programming about a cyber attack that likely will happen in a few years, which will be signaling a civil war, which will obviously signify the definite fall of Western society. You may think that I'm exaggerating, and perhaps I am, and I hope I am wrong, but I see things progressing in a terrible way, and it's really embarrassing. And that's a big reason for why I started my free newsletter. As I've gotten older, now a man in his 30s, I really wanted to focus on giving back to the individual. I know if we can help each other and we can actually form a community that's positive, where we're working on our daily habits, we're accountable to ourselves, we're not entitled little brats like these kids who hide behind other men, but we're actually sovereign individuals. I know that collectively we'll start to expand outward and it can have a magnificent effect. Do I think I'm the sole person that's going to be able to bring this about? Absolutely not. I'm not naive, but I do want to do my part. Check out the pinned comment down below. Definitely sign up for it. It's completely free. I also have free ebooks on there. If you're young and watching this, avoid this kind of content. It's not going to get you where you want to be. You'll probably get slapped. His content won't last for long. His OnlyFans will dry up and he'll be left broke and lonely and forgotten like most people who do this. Strangle Gang, as always, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.
Everybody, like those arms now.